the third canto. He says, out of the voiceless mystery of the past, in a present ignorant of forgotten bonds, these spirits met upon the roads of time. This is the meeting of Satyavan and Savitri. And the beautiful thing is, voiceless mysteries of the past. Voiceless mystery of the past. The past is there, it has not spoken yet. In other words, there is so much of intention already embedded in the past that it must come out. It must now speak out. That intention which is there of the coming together, it must come out, it must speak out at this point. Voicely, it was lying kind of dormant until now. But now things are matured. The cup is ready. 1,000 years have gone in the preparation of this moment, and therefore the mystery can now be spoken out. In a present ignorant of forgotten bonds, Savitri and Satyavan did not know when they saw each other that they have been meeting in their earlier lives also. Human veil is there, and the past is concealed from their memory, from their sight. Human veil is there. It has to be there. That is necessary for things to be worked out. These spirits met upon the roads of time. These spirits, of course, stands for Satyavan and Savitri. And where are they meeting? On the roads of time. In the process of time, in the process of working out the cycles of evolution, that they have come here and they had to work together. These spirits met upon the roads of time. These spirits, now, see, he says significantly, these spirits. He doesn't say human beings, man and woman. They are the incarnate who have taken the human bodies. Therefore, they are these spirits. They are the incarnate who have taken this human form, and therefore they are now meeting here. So now they met in that momentous hour. They are going to meet now physically. They are going to talk to each other. When? In that momentous hour. Now, this is the important phrase. Now, this is the important thing. Momentous hour. And it is that which is going to decide the entire fate of evolution, of the future, this momentous hour. It is that which will decide the course of things to happen from now onward. You see, it may be this or that, but that hour has arrived. So now they met in that momentous hour, momentous of great consequence, with great implications. It is going to happen, has to happen. Now, it also means that, see, they have come together, they were talking to each other and all that kind of a thing. So their meeting, their conversation is going to be for 1 hour. It would mean that also to some extent. As I said earlier, possibly they must have met, they must have come together at that point, at that place, maybe around 8 o'clock in the morning, and all was over by 12. She has to go back. It means it is an event which is occurring for about 3 or 4 hours. But this particular coming together and commitment of joining to be together, yes, we pledge that yes, we shall be together. That happens in that 1 hour. In that hour. And that is the momentous hour. So we can say that the pledging takes place maybe say between 9 to 10 in the morning, you see, that 1 hour, roughly. And then he says, Satyavan introduces, he makes advances, of course, obviously, and he speaks out first to Savitri, and he tells her, look, we had absolutely no idea that we'll be meeting each other here at this point. An hour ago, we had absolutely no indication, no inclination that this might happen, that we'll come together and meet. And then he says, I know that mighty gods are friends of earth. How this has taken place, that we have come together, that we are meeting together. How this happened? I know that mighty gods are friends of earth. It is by the design, by the working, by the manipulation, or what you want to call it, all these gods that we have come here together and we are meeting here. He says, I know. How does he know? He has described his realization as he keeps on speaking to Savitri. He says that he had great spiritual experiences already. He has moved in the company of various beings already. He has already great spiritual experiences, and therefore he said, I know that mighty gods are friends of earth. And then he describes what happens in the entire course of the day, from morning till night till next day. I witnessed the virgin battles at dawn, 103.9. I pace along the slumberous coast of morn, or the gold desert the sunlight crossed. So he talks of morn, he talks of the day, or mid the moon in the night, gliding amazed through heaven in the uncertain wideness of the earth, or the stars march on the long sentinel rule, pointing the spears to the infinitive. The day and dusk reveal to me hidden shape. That is the knowledge. All the moments of the day, whether it is morning, afternoon, evening, night, day, etc., everything is giving him some knowledge. Day and dusk reveal to me hidden shape. Throughout, I see behind all these shapes something else. Figures have come to me from secret shores, and happy faces looked from ray and flame. So this is the important thing. Happy faces looked from ray and flame. He says that. In other words, throughout, in the entire course of the day, I see invisible beings. I see all kinds of faces, all kinds of wonderful things happening here. I see only faces of ray, of light, and burning with aspiration, flame, they're constantly there. In other words, he feels that new things are about to take birth, are ready to take birth here already. And then he describes many of his things. Okay, well, let us take one more. Although to heaven the beauty seems allied, he sees Savitri. She is extremely beautiful. She is a heavenly damsel. She is Devakanya, the goddess of light. And he says, yes, you really look so beautiful, like a heavenly girl. Although to heaven thy beauty seems allied. Now, he is a little cautious, but it is a certainty. He says, beauty seems allied, but it is so. It is so, actually. You see. Much rather, yes, by seeing that seems allied, you are a heavenly person, heavenly damsel. Look, but I am not interested in the heavenly beauty. I want somebody who is mortal, who is mortally sweet, mortally beautiful, mortally amiable, acceptable. Much rather would my thoughts rejoice to know that mortal sweetness smiles between thy lips. I want a person who is a human person. I don't want a goddess. I want a human person to be associated with this, you see. That is the important thing. Although you may be evil, but I want. And thy heart can beat beneath a human gaze. That is important. I want somebody mortal who is beautiful, who can open out things here, you see. And his tumult answer to earthborn voice. Savitri asked Satyavan after a few words, exchanges of words. Yes, etc., all that thing. But then she asked, but then why you are living in the forest? You look to be very princely, very beautiful, very tall, very handsome, very knowledgeable person. Why you are living in this wilderness, in this forest? Why is thy dwelling in the pathless wood, far from the deeds of thy glorious youth demands? Horn to the anchorites, you are living in the company of the anchorites, and us builder broods under the animals and all that. Why you are living here? You are a princely person. Where only with thy witness self thou roamest, in nature's green unhuman loneliness, surrounded by enormous silences and a blind murmur of primal. So she is asking, she is demanding an answer from him. Why you are living in this wilderness? You don't seem to be a denizen of this place. You must be living in some kingly palace. Why you are here? And then Satyavan says, he narrates what had happened, how his father lost his kingdom and driven out of the kingdom, and they came to stay here when he was a very young boy, you see. And then he says, fate had given to his father a kingdom. He was a king. He was a rich man, affluent person. All the riches were in his command. Majesty was there. That was an aspect of fate, gift of fate. But that fate equally took away the gifts fate had given to him. What fate had given to him, with the same equalness that fate had withdrawn those gifts from him. He became blind. His blindness was exploited by his enemy, and he was driven out of the kingdom, and now he is staying in the forest as an exile. So equal fate removed her covering hand. All that fortune which was there, all that kingdom is gone here, and therefore I am here. And therefore, outcast from the empire, the outer light, his father had become blind, so he is an outcast from the empire of the light. He can't see anything at all. Lost to the comradeship of seeing men, he sojourned into solitudes, his father. Within, and the solemn rustle of the wood. So he gives the background why he is staying here in the forest. Because his father has lost his kingdom. Son of that king, I, Satyavan, had lived contented. Until now, I was extremely happy. I have grown up here, maybe for the last 20 years. He must have come here at the age of 5. Now he's around 25. So for 20 years, he has been very happy in the company of nature, growing up and all that thing. I was very happy, contented. But the moment I am seeing you, my contentness has gone away. It is not content, not yet of thee aware. You see, in my high people loneliness of spirit and its huge vital murmur, kin to me, nursed with the vastness, people of solitude. Great nature came to her recovered child. It is nature who nursed me here and gave me all this knowledge, you see. And then let's move on further. Satyavan narrates all his spiritual experiences. He says, for instance, here, high beauty's visitants, my inmates were. Who are my companions? People were coming from the world of beauty, in this land of loveliness. It is here that I have been moving with them, see. And he says, he used now the entire description of the tree, the forest, the birds, who are his companions here. Mountains and trees stood there like thoughts of God. So he doesn't see them as physical, material mountains. They are the thoughts of God. He sees them as living beings there. I carved my vision out of wood and stone. I carved my vision out of wood and stone. Now this is also a description of Satyavan, who is a sculptor. It is not just a metaphorical thing. I carved my vision out of wood and stone. It is not just metaphorical. He is a sculptor also. The place where they are staying, that hermitage, on the rock, he has carved the statue of Durga. Who big statue of Durga is carved there, stone statue. And it is that Durga statue Savitri worships on the fated day, on the day of his death, Satyavan's death. He worships that. And then she accompanies Satyavan to the forest when the death occurs. So he is really a sculptor also. And then the most beautiful thing, and meter the rhythm base of infinity. That is my power. The rhythm in which the infinity moves, how the meters move, chandas, the rhythm, how they move. There are 7 chandas in the Rig Veda. How the movement of sound takes place. It is that I have seen that infinity. And then he says, I converse with nature, muse with changeless stars. Changeless stars, what are changeless stars? God's first fires burning in the ignorant night. They are guarding the night, the stars. And then I saw upon her mighty visage fall a ray prophetic of the eternal sun. When the sunlight comes, I see the future here. And then he, of course, he says, yeah, this is the spiritual experience which describes very vividly. I sat with the forest sages in the trance. There poured awaking streams of diamond light. I am sitting with the great rishis, realized souls there in meditation, and I see the diamond light coming and flooding me. There poured awaking streams of diamond light. I glimpse the presence of the One in all, the oneness of the creation. That is what I have seen, experienced that here. Yes, that one is there everywhere. I see the divine, divine, divine here. Everywhere I see that. It's true, but still something was missing. But still there lacked the last transcendent power. And matter still slept empty of its law. Yes, there is oneness. The divine is here. Still, why the divine is asleep here? Why the divine is not manifesting himself here in matter? Why matter is under the dominance of inconscience? Why the base is inconscient? That I have not been able to solve. I have got spiritual experiences. Oneness is there, but this is a mystery to me. Why matter is still asleep to its Lord, to the divine. It has not awakened to the divine. And then he says, he summarizes the whole of experience in one single line. The spirit was saved, the body lost and mute. Yes, I got the great spiritual experiences. My spirit is now free of nature, of the physical, of everything, of the existence. It is free. It can move up there. But what happens to my body? Body remains here abundant, as if it has no future. It has no prospects here. Why? Because its base is inconscience, and its fate is the void. It will disappear into the void. Can that be changed? Is there a remedy for that? Can the body be saved? That is his demand. The spirit was saved. In fact, the whole crux of the problem which Satyavan faces up to this point is in these 3 lines. The spirit was saved, the body lost and mute, lived still with death and ancient ignorance. The inconscience was his base, the void is fate. It will disappear into the void tomorrow again. Is that the future of body? This is what he is wondering at. I am not happy with that. I have got only a question there, but I have not found the answer to that. But now I see the answer to that question. You have come here. Your coming here is the answer for this. You are one, but thou hast come, and all will surely change. All will surely change. You have come here. Body's fate will be removed. Body will not be compelled to die, to disappear into the void. It has a future because you have come here. Now, this is of course a very glorious picture of what Savitri has to do. Satyavan has a kind of an intuition, kind of knowledge on the basis of his spiritual realizations that there has been a sharp dichotomy between spirit and matter. Spirit up there, beautiful, etc. Matter, dull, ignorant, lying here. And they are not able to match each other at all. That cannot be the purpose of this creation, that they remain separate. There has to be some way by which things can be changed. Has to be. Otherwise, what's the purpose of this creation at all, you see? And that purpose will be fulfilled by Savitri. That much hint, that much of intuition Satyavan has definitely with him now. Savitri has come and this will be achieved by her, definitely. But beyond that, he has no idea how she will achieve it. Yes, she will achieve it, but how she will achieve it? How will the body change? What kind of future the body has? Of that, he has no knowledge yet. Savitri has come, she will change. I agree. But by what mechanism, in what manner things will change, of that he has no knowledge. He cannot have that knowledge, obviously, because he has been the product of the past. He has to die to the past if he has to have the future. That knowledge will come to him when he has to die to the past. He must die. Then the future will come. Then the knowledge will come. Until then, he cannot have that knowledge at all. Satyavan must die. That is the toll which is there constantly heard in the whole of Savitri. Satyavan must die, Satyavan must die, Satyavan must die. For what? He has to die to the past so that the future opens out. The future opens out. And unless he dies, he cannot have the knowledge of how things will work out as far as the material existence is concerned, as far as the physical is concerned, as far as the body transformation is concerned. He cannot have that knowledge until then. Therefore, he is quite justified in saying that, yes, you have come. This is my conviction. And things will happen. Definitely things will happen. Beyond that, I can't do anything at all, you see.